McCrone Motorsports builds champions every day, drivers who won on the world stage. The Tillotson T4 Series is pure spec racing. Same engine, same chassis. When you win, it's because you were the best that day. Your edge is not the kart, it's the setup, the strategy, and the race team. With our Arrive and Drive program, you simply bring your gear, we provide the equipment and the championship winning support to every event. Stop wrenching, start racing. Your path to the T4 Nations Cup in Spain starts with us. For more information, contact us at mccronemotorsports.net.
Champions aren't just born on the kart track. At SimShop, we deliver professional-grade simulators with the best performance-to-price ratio in the industry. Founded by racers who understand what you need, our SimMagic and Moza equipment is powerful enough for the pros, yet affordable for everyone. With unmatched customer support and a thriving community, we're your racing partner. Visit simshop.com today.
Karting isn't just speed. It's control, precision, freedom. At Atlanta Motorsport Park, Kart Freedom isn't just a team, it's where drivers are made.
Are you looking to take the next step in your racing journey? Well, look no further than PitFit.
With 2 locations in Charlotte, North Carolina and Indianapolis, Indiana, PitFit trains drivers all the way from grassroots level karting to IndyCar and NASCAR with top-of-the-line personalized coaching to improve physical and cognitive fitness.
For more information on programs, check out PitFit on Instagram or Facebook today.
Are you ready to get behind the wheel? From Formula One to NASCAR and IndyCar, all the pros start here. For more information, check us out online at mcckarting.com or call us and go racing today.
Hi, I'm Jackson with Alpha Race Hub. Alpha is an all-in-one motorsports software solution that can solve all the software problems you need for your track, facility, or series. Alpha can cover all your software bases, from online registration, digital e-waivers, a proprietary timing and scoring software, incident management, automated points tabulation, tire and barcode scanning. We even have our own mobile timing app and rental kart activity management software. If you're looking to consolidate your motorsports software solutions, reach out to us at alphatiming.co.uk.
You know, I'm really starting to like this go-karting thing.
Yeah, me too. Oh my gosh, can I show you this cute dress I just got?
Yes, of course. Oh my goodness, it's so cute.
I just love shopping.
I love shopping too.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, did you guys say you like shopping?
Of
Yeah.
course.
Well, dude, I have the perfect place to do that at. ShopPayCara.com. At ShopPayCara.com, you can get free shipping on orders $200 or more. You can get anything you want, like MXC rims, gloves, rib vests, shoes, anything that you need, all at ShopPayCara.com.
Who is he talking to?
No idea.
But we're gonna have to check it out. Sounds like a great deal.
Sure does.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, race fans. Welcome to the afternoon to the 206 Chaos, as I'm going to nickname it here. We are back here at Apex Midwest Karting Championship for round number 2 here on Kart Chaser. It's myself, Brad Dalton, joined by Cale Zimmerman here, a legend in the making here, who's decided he wants to make his way into the booth as well every once in a while and have some fun. And well, we're glad to have you here. Been chatting a lot, providing some insights, getting some information here. And well, you said it this morning, and I'm going to go ahead and requote it. 206, we're excited. This is the jam. This is the peanut butter jelly sandwich. This is the whatever you want to call it. This is where things, I think, are going to get crazy. We avoided the rain this morning. We had some absolute jaw-dropping moments in our KA heats, and now it's time to see how these 206s hook up and get along on this run this afternoon.
Yeah, 100%. I think today is going to be, or the PM session is going to be where most of the carnage happens, to say the least. I mean, I know we definitely had a fair share of it this morning. But like if you look at the 2 biggest classes over the weekend, I believe it is 206 senior for sure, and then 206 junior follows that. So we definitely have a lot of racing left, if not the majority of racing left on our platter here tonight, and super excited for it. Like I said, this is kind of where I've been in the 206 racing for all my life. Just got into 2-stroke racing a few years ago, so this is where I'm knowledgeable. This is where like I said, my bread and butter, to say the least, is. And so I really enjoy getting to commentate this as well. So super excited to see how 206 senior especially shapes up. Not only that, we've got definitely a fair share of drivers in all classes who will make it super interesting. One of which is AJ Roderick right here. A super talented driver, has his marbles everywhere. He runs a team, he drives a lot in a few different classes, Briggs Masters being one of them. He also drives a medium once in a while. He also runs in dirt every here and there. So he's got his fair share of different things that he does, and he's really talented, and he does a very good job with everything he does. So props to him, and good luck today. He seems super quick. 3/10 clear, or 2/10 clear, sorry. So he's looking good today. This is one of his home tracks as well, so bound to be successful this weekend.
Absolutely. AJ Roderick, of course, with Roderick Racing Development. We've said that team name a lot today. We'll say it a bit more. AJ Roderick currently on top with Roderick Racing Development driver Doug Cook in second place behind there running those Coyotes. New Gen Motorsports out here as well being represented. Steel Motorsports being represented. Ryan Curtin currently sitting in 6th, the Steel Motorsports driver, and J. Brian Williams with New Gen Motorsports running in 5th. Times here, by the way, if you're wondering where we're at in terms of qualifying pace, well, you have 4 karts that before I took a breath were within half a tenth of a second of each other, 3rd through 6th. So tons of pace in this 206 Masters category. And right now, there's still really dialing in time. We still have 3 minutes on the clock, so there's still plenty of time to really wind up these engines and get them moving here a bit faster. Find a drafting buddy, sit behind, and really get things accelerated. You can see right here, Barron hooked on the rear bumper of Curtin. They are just working through that middle end sector of the lap to get some more pace built in.
Yeah, and notice the times are fairly close as well. Like the gap from 1st to 7th, which is unfortunately all the go-karts we have, it is only 7/10 of a second. So it's really that's not that big of a gap. Like that's one dive bomb a lap or whatever it may be. So it's bound to be some close racing, and I do know like AJ is 2/10 clear, 3/10 clearish, but at the same time, if say in the race, if Cook and Barron were working together, that's that 3/10 ish. So I think AJ is going to have a trouble time running away if he keeps this pace up, even being that 3/10 clear by himself. So yeah, it's gonna shake up nicely. And like we were talking about before, I kind of wanted to touch on is we were talking in the 2-cycle side of things with the IME classes this morning about the accordion effect, and I think we're gonna see none of that in the Briggs side of things because of how much draft and all that is. Like in Briggs, it seems more important to be in a draft than in KA. You can't really run away in a Briggs compared to KA. So I think we're gonna have to discard of the accordion effects in the PM session because it's gonna be a lot closer, just overall. Not that there's not gonna be, there's not gonna be less battles in the morning sessions, but you're not going to see as much of gaps form here and there in the Briggs side of things in the PM sessions tonight.
It's a very different style of driving, and I know that that is something you and me have talked about a little bit off air, that it does make a big difference. And of course, you and me have talked about that barrier to entry makes a big difference. Just got an update trackside, by the way, from our producers and camera team and everyone here with Kart Chaser behind the scenes that's bringing you these beautiful images and pictures of this Briggs & Masters qualifying and all of the events through the weekend. Got to show some love to our camera crew, production team, social media team here on site. And I am going to direct quote this one for a second. It's getting windy. It is getting very, very windy, and I'll tell you right now, I'm re-peeking at the radar just to make sure that there's no random rain showing up that we didn't expect. And as of right now, the answer is no. It's a little cloudy. There's rain over Dayton and Kettering right now. There's nothing around Camden. However, it is very windy, and if you look at those flags trackside, I mean, just look at how much those are moving around, those MG tire barriers or banners as we come across here to end Briggs Masters qualifying. I mean, that's a lot of wind coming through, and I got to ask you, Kale, how much does wind affect you in a kart?
Actually, quite a bit. So on that back straight, we'll probably see the draft become a little bit maximized since it's a headwind, right? So going down into 6 and 7, or coming out of there actually, you're gonna see a little bit more pull from a go-kart that's in draft comparatively to the guy in front where he's stuck in the wind, right? So especially for me, I've talked about this with my dad, I'm pretty tall, so we say it's like a wind sail almost, when you're out there and you're by yourself and without any draft help from someone in front. And so if you're a driver like Isaac Melchiot, who is very short, and young 14, 15-year-old kid who is just sitting right above that steering wheel level, where a driver like me or someone taller like Owen Lloyd, little bit of a disadvantage if you're not behind a driver and tucking or whatever it may be. But yeah, so we'll probably see the draft get maximized a little bit more on that back straight, and then that might make racing a little bit more interesting coming into the last few corners, just because that pull and that run into there is going to be just bigger. So we'll be able to see, I think, quite a bit how much that affects the racing here later on today, but also the times maybe, because I mean, I can't really compare it to anything, but as of now, it seems like draft does quite a bit. They're not really leaving each other's bumpers. It's a pretty good push throughout the whole track. So I'm excited to see how that affects racing, especially in a big field later on when we see heat racing action with 206 senior, 206 junior, and their aggression level being much higher as well.
Definitely think that tomorrow is going to be where things really, really ramp themselves up. Let's get the micros out here, and all right, we'll exit out 3 wide, 4 wide there right off the jump. That's a way to do it. I do enjoy that there. Micros ready to roll and get things going. And One of the things I do want to mention is you're going to see drivers that you saw this morning also running this afternoon, and you may be thinking, wait a minute, I already saw them today. Why am I seeing them again? Drivers tend to run multiple styles of karts and multiple engine packages. That tends to be a very common thing here in karting, that you see drivers who may be running in the Micro Minis who also come out in the Briggs Micro or the Briggs Mini or the Cadet package, depending on what the series runs. Here in Apex, it is going to be Micros and Minis. So, you know, looking at that, you got to remember that that is something you'll see as well. So a lot of these drivers we've already talked about once today. And, you know, some drivers do better in the two-stroke package and the IAMEs. Some drivers do better here in the Briggs and Stratton package in the four-stroke. Some of it really just depends on driver's preference at times going through. And up front right now, James Fox currently leading the way here in qualifying. Remy Boss up into third. I mean, that is a big shuffle up through, because Remy Boss, of course, kind of didn't have the best morning, I have to say. Had a little bit more of a challenge than I think we really expected coming into it.
Yeah, and what's new with James Fox being out front as well? That was a story that we told all morning, and yeah. So, and TJ Akers as well is in this class as well. So we see a lot of people who have been in the last races. Remy Boss, the Blue Brothers. You know, we're seeing these guys in both. But then we also add a few new drivers in here as well. Kuiper Nelson, Clyde Kleeman. Just to name a few, and these are more drivers who I guess specialize in the four-cycle side of things. So we'll see what they can do to try and knock James Fox out of that dominating stage and hopefully give him a run for his money. So Kuiper we're about 5/10 separating the two of them, and that's from 1 and 2. So James continues to show immense pace so far. So we'll see what the rest of the session brings. We still got about just over 4 minutes left, and that's enough time for tire pressures to come in, or whatever needs to be done in the driver's head, or you know, anything just to be fixed. So we'll see what Kuiper, Clyde, Remy, the Blue Brothers, and whoever else in the rest of the field can bring to James Fox's bladder.
Definitely going to be one to watch here, as, again, I have to say it, Roderick Racing Development, we talked about that we are going to talk about them a lot. That's that second place card. It's a Roderick Racing Development driver of Kuiper Nelson, who is holding through and along in that Coyote package, looking to move forward and really find some momentum. Look at by the way, the Blue Brothers here of Toby and Rhett. Taking a look, we get rid of the dragons and we go a lot more multicolored this time through for them. They are just ahead.
That would be the Leslie Racing livery there on those go-karts. That would be Wyatt Leslie's team, and so that's that blue and purple-ish looking color that he and the rest of his team all wear. Ooh, a little bit of defensive driving in qualifying in turn 1 here from, that would be Rhett Blue, I believe. And now that is the 293 of Clyde Kleeman trying to go up the inside of Rhett. And yeah, you see the different lines here. Good crossover from Clyde there, coming down the back straight. But yeah, we see a lot of different teams in this as well. We have Top Kart, Roderick RRD with Roderick Racing Development, Leslie as well, Leslie Racing, Prolium, and Boss Pro Karting, all in this mix. So a good stack of drivers. Got 11 of them, and it's sure to be a good fight, as Kuiper is getting closer and closer to James as we speak. Now only a 2/10 deficit to the leader.
Still plenty of time to close that gap as well. And one of the things I'm going to say too, and this is something we talked about off air before the broadcast, is looking at Wyatt Burlesman, privateer, not team affiliated. I think that's one of the things here with karting that you have to remember is you don't always have to be team affiliated to really get things going. Sometimes you can just show up off the street and go and, you know, run if you're willing to put in the money, the time, a little bit of energy. But a lot of these drivers, especially here in kind of what I'm calling a modern age of karting, aren't necessarily doing that. They are just getting with teams, getting those affiliations, getting that support to really improve the run. I mean, looking at TJ Akers here, Prolium running the GFC kart here is really, you know, getting a team behind you can help propel you into higher levels of karting and really take that run. Even as accessible as Briggs is, there is still a bit of, you got to get your foot in the door to go.
Yeah, 100%. And for a very long time, and still somewhat, I was running privateer for a very, very big part of my career, pretty much all through you know, my cadet, or back then it was only sportsman for Briggs, so it was just one class, 8 through 12. Now they split it to cadet and sportsman, which is here micro and mini. But yeah, for the longest time I was running pretty much privateer, and still, I guess in a way, we are privateer. But yeah, it definitely makes it a lot different of experience that you can have. A lot of times, some of these drivers are probably just showing up to the track. Their go-kart, it's a ride and drive deal. Some of them are probably bringing their karts to certain tents for sport. Other people are just out of their own trailer, you know, racing like that all weekend. Their own wrenches, own whatever. And so that makes it really interesting, because you get to kind of see, you know, different sides of every story. And also people get different experiences from it as well. So sometimes, yeah, it may take less work to be an arrive and drive driver, but at the same time, if you own your own stuff, you get to experience all that with, you know, working on it, wrenching on it, knowing everything, and just getting that experience as well for both your driver and the mechanic as well, which is most likely your dad, grandpa, or family member, or whatever it is. So to round out qualifying, James Fox ends up 2/10 clear. Kuiper could not bring that any closer. So Kuiper Nelson in second, Clyde Kleeman third, Miles Hale in fourth, and Remy Boss rounding out the top 5. And TJ Akers makes it 6th with a second behind James Fox. So James Fox continues to have pace in both classes, and he's looking to start off in pole position for Heat 1.
Looking good here with Briggs Micro done. We're going to take a step aside here. When we come back, it's going to be time for seniors, then minis, then juniors, then it's behind the paywall for our PM Briggs Heats. But first, we're going to take a break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here on Kart Chaser. It is time. We said this afternoon was going to be crazy, and well, we're going to just go ahead and put on the swimming trunks, climb up to the 60-meter diving board, and just dive in with a triple somersault back twist half flat. I don't know if that's real. I'm telling you it's real, and we're going with it. Welcome to Briggs Senior. I think this is officially our largest entry on the day here. 38 showing on my sign-up sheet, 34 currently showing on track. So buckle in, because there's a lot of names to talk about, a lot of drivers, a lot of different things here. All of the teams we've talked about are everywhere, and, well, Kale, Roderick Racing Development 1-2 after one lap.
Yeah, no kidding. That's a name that you're not gonna forget after this weekend. Super, super, very heavy team. They have a lot of drivers in here. Just scrolling down the list, probably the most out of any team, if I'm looking at it right. But yeah, the names that you're gonna hear a lot this weekend is Roderick Racing Development for teams wise. James Overbeck Academy is another really big one. Also, the Rocket Tech Motorsport, which only has Henry Wheeler on it, to name that driver, who is also very, very talented. He will probably be very quick this weekend. Holden Harder is a big name. Sam Tutwiler, Randall Potter, Leighton Mull, Mark Steele is a really big name. You'll hear him a lot. He is the one who has his own chassis as a karting driver. That is the Stealth. Chassis. Adam Maxwell as well. Will Wilkie, Emily DeMaster, Jordan Klein, Addison Ianello, just to name a couple. And there will be a lot more that are going to be showing their names this weekend, as there's going to be a lot of opportunities, a lot of go-karts. It'll be a great weekend, I think, of racing in this class especially. So I'm super excited to see how this all shakes out and how this qualifying session shakes out, because this is a very strategic session, to say the least. A lot of it is about getting your draft and getting, there's a kart stopped in probably the worst part of the track. That is not a good spot. It looked like he took some pole with
Looks like that was part of the marshalling system that he took out.
Yeah, I don't know what that was, but probably not good. But yeah, just to name a few drivers, and a lot of this session is about getting the right draft. Finding a pushing buddy is number one priority, and then after that, with your pushing buddy, finding draft of a driver in front of you is huge, and that almost ensures, if you do that and you are fast, that ensures that you are gonna be quick, and you're gonna find a lot of pace. And here we're looking at Addison Ianello. This looks to be Lorenko here with Henry Wheeler, who was P1 a lap before. Now it's Brady Eichhoff. Henry and Lorenko are moving right now. They're catching up to Scott Kleeman. And they should get a good lap if they can catch his draft in the next few laps as well. So we're going to be seeing a lot of fast times here, and it's going to be very close, I believe, at the end of this session, if everybody can get a good lap.
So the 904 Landon Ashcraft was the kart we saw there with the marshalling system up on the front bumper. I hope somebody told him that he can't park there on the exit of turn number 8. That is not an ideal place to be. I would love to tell you who's up on top of the times right now, but I'm not going to attempt it, because every time this whole pack comes through, the whole thing is shuffling. So we're just going to enjoy it here. What I will tell you in terms of times, there are 34 karts lapping this track. There's 33 still running. 32 of them are within a second of each other in pace right now. And out of that, 24 karts are within half a second. So I'm just going to let that sink in for a second, and it's half a tenth splitting P1, P2 right now. The pace that we're seeing today is absolutely ridiculous in this Briggs Senior. Henry Wheeler jumps up to second. All of a sudden, Zakulio's going to jump up, and then all of a sudden, there's Harder, Tutwiler, Mull that shuffles everything back down. Zakulio goes from third down to eighth before I can finish a sentence.
That is, yeah. So, yeah, top 12 are in within a tenth of a second of each other, which is not a lot of time at all. So now we got Brady Eichhoff is holding on somehow to that P1 spot, and then Benjamin Lida is up next, very, very close. So this, just based off of setting one lap in good draft with a push, could be the difference between going P1 or P12 right now. So it's all situational. Like I said, a lot of strategy going into every single lap here in qualifying, just making sure that you can maximize the lap by getting a great draft or whatever it may be. And you can see Henry Wheeler, he's tucking there, getting down close to the wheel, trying to maximize that lap. And Brady Eichhoff is showing signs of pulling off here and just taking this session. I don't think he knows he's not going to go better this time around, so save the tires and just pull in. And also maybe mess up a few other people's laps while he's at it. So, a lot of strategy that goes into each of these sessions. And Ben Lida goes P1 so far. Leighton Mull P2. Ben Lida takes away that spot from Eichhoff and is able to hold on, I believe. Yeah, so Ben Lida P1, Leighton Mull P2. Brady Eichhoff falls to P3 after pulling off in the last lap. Henry Wheeler P4, holding the harder. Fifth, Sam Tutt 6th, Beckham Lewis 7th, Chase Adams 8th, Adam Maxwell 9th, and then Alex how do I pronounce that?
Zakulio. I got you on that
There
one.
we go. Appreciate
Couple
it. Much appreciated.
Absolutely. Couple of drivers I want to note here. Emily DeMaster, Roderick Racing Development. We always see Emily DeMaster being fast and is in 17th, only 0.19 off of the leader of Ben Lida. I have to point that one out. Ryder Nesbitt for GFC, a quarter of a second off in P20. That is absolutely crazy to say going through. Just looking through, Joey Newsel in 22nd. You have Adam Kay in 26th, Clay O'Brien in 25th. Mark Steele ended up 29th on the run. Owen Mall in 30th. And then, again, Landon Ashcraft, who had that early run moment all the way through. So, 34 karts here in Briggs Senior, and it is an absolute, you might as well just call it a boxing match, a slam fest. I don't know. I don't really have a good nickname, but I'll tell you right now, we might as well just put a static cam on turn 1, turn 2, and enjoy on heat 1, because I think that's exactly where that's going to go. This is going to be your run of show of the day. Briggs Mini coming up next with Briggs Junior rounding out our qualifying sessions. And then, of course, remember, ladies and gentlemen, we go back behind the paywall here. If you want to watch the heat actions, if you want to see how our 34 Briggs seniors get down into turn 1 at 3:43 p.m. Eastern, well, make sure you're a Kart Chaser Premium member, $9.99 a month on PC or Android. If you sign up on Apple, it's $12.99 because Apple tacks on a tax because they're Apple. And again, $3, that can get you a strawberry acai refresher at Starbucks, or I found out that apparently McDonald's doesn't do dollar drinks anymore, so $1.99 for a large Diet Coke at McDonald's. So if that's your thing, you could do that and then still have the money left over to be a Kart Chaser Premium member. Definitely make sure you sign up, because I'm telling you right now, you're not going to want to miss the heats this afternoon for 206. Briggs Mini is out here, and this is going to be a fun one as well, as we have 14 carts rolling. We have a sign-up list of 15, so there is one cart still to go. Never mind, we got 16 on. We had an early sign-up of 15. Looks like we had one more added into the class, so 16 Briggs Minis now rolling. Magic Cart up at the front. Huntsbarger the first one out, trying to set the tone early. And this class, I'm telling you what, this is again another one that I think we need to buckle up for.
Yeah, of course. I mean, this is the older cadet class in a way. So the cadet size chassis is a little bit smaller compared to the junior category and up. And it's pretty visibly you can notice that. But this is the older side of that category of go-kart, and I think that a lot of these drivers are going to end up being very, very close at the end of the weekend. And one name that we'll recognize, and I think over a lot of this weekend, is Anderson Hemphill. Another entry into with his MGM, and already off the bat 5/10s clear. So he has got that thing pretty dialed in both classes, I believe. Robbie No to the front of the field with a considerably faster lap. So we'll see what Anderson can do in this next time around. But we've got 16 go-karts here, and it's shaping up to be a pretty good battle, I think, for the rest of the weekend.
Going to be a great one to watch how 206 Mini plays out with these drivers. As you said, it's drivers we saw this morning that we're going to continue to talk about a lot over the weekend, especially into the pre-finals and the finals tomorrow. Huntsbarger shuffles up into 4th, Miller up into 6th, and Schneider holding 7th. Again, Anderson Hemphill holding top by half a tenth over Caden Taruno right now. I always love it when these younger categories are running both classes too. It gives them a lot of track time, gives them a lot of time to really nail down those karting fundamentals and really find pace. And you always find that some drivers, especially in the younger categories, will gravitate more towards either the IAME package or the Briggs package, depending on just their personal preference, their driving style. I mean, there's a number of things that go into it, but realistically, that is kind of what you'll see. And then you have some that are just always quick. Colin Miller right now with Proilium just went up into 3rd, by the way. And then Jackson McNeely, another one of our AMAX racing drivers here, the team based out of Whiteland, Indiana, just went up into 5th place as the karts are absolutely sending it along. You see tons of pace coming through. We're still finding fast times, by the way, and a 43.0 from Anderson Hemphill, fastest of anyone all weekend right now in this category.
Yeah, and we keep seeing him, bounce around. And the cool thing is we keep seeing these kids get faster and faster every single lap. They bounce around quite a bit, going from like 8th to P2 and then back down to 8th on any given lap. Just again, Drew Schneider up into P3 on his James Overbeck Academy cadet kart. New team this year. Cool thing to see James. I've been racing with him for a long time. He's already had a successful time starting his new team, and he's been running quite a few different series and being very successful in that. So good luck to him and all of his team this weekend. See a privateer of Taruno. We've seen a bit of him today already. And Anderson Hemphill, again, just, driving really well. Wyatt Huntsbarger jumps up into P2 now. And it's pretty darn close here. The top 5 are within a 10th and a half. Top 10 goes down to about 8/10. But, Hemphill puts another really good lap in. He has just been rolling. Just about a 10th ahead of everybody else. Another lap record this weekend, 42.891. That's pretty darn quick around this place. And I think he got some draft from the go-kart ahead of him. I got to see who that is. That's the 130.
That would be Goddard, Dylan Goddard.
Dylan Goddard. And there's not really anybody. The top 12 are within a second, or top 14 are within a second. So we're pretty close here.
Good competition in this Briggs mini class. This is going to be one of those classes that, again, it's going to be all about the run through 1 and 2, how the leaders get away there early on, because Hemphill is just flying through. Huntsbarger is within 100th of a second of Hemphill right now on pace. Within a 10th is going to be Milan Ilick. So, I mean, you've got tons of pace here. There we go. First time we've seen Anderson Hemphill down. Caden Taruno, 42.794 Logan Pollock. Let me just not finish my sentence here. So the minis are definitely finding that.
Well,
there goes Hemphill, 42.585. All right, so we're 45 seconds left to go here in qualifying. Soon as the checkered flag flies, the final lap you're on is the lap you're on. And these drivers are finding the end of qualifying is where their best pace is coming. Now, I have to ask, Kale, do you build your setup geared towards the end of qualifying being the fastest, or is it something where maybe it's just the track is getting better as you go, or is this more of a conscious setup decision, or is this a little bit of a mixture of weather, luck, and setup?
Well, it's tough. I guess I'm kind of inexperienced with this long of a qualifying session. So for us at least, normally I run the Route 66 competition over in the Midwest as well, and then CK&A as well. So they do very, very short qualifying sessions. So normally we shoot for the 3-lap window of that's where your peak is. But with this, a longer qualifying session, normally you want your go-kart to be, in a longer session, normally you want that go-kart to be better in the end, right? So, maybe Anderson might have to thank his dad for a good tire pressure, and he's fast now. Like, he's 3/10 clear at this point, wow, which is just rolling in a Briggs. So what a qualifying session for him is he runs a 42.472. What a lap for him, and the next nearest is a 42.794. So what a session for him as he goes P1 and gets to start on the pole for Heat 1.
Logan Pollock will kick it off second, Caden Taruno in third. For a brief moment, they were all up at the top, but Anderson Hemphill hard to top in qualifying pace alone. Drew Schneider in fourth, and then it was Paniso in fifth, Huntsbarger, Eilert, Greg McNeely, and Cullen Miller. And then here on the back end, even then with that pace, 15 of your 16 carts within 1.3 seconds of each other. Eilis Eunice 2 seconds off the pace there. I do not believe for Elias Eunice that is a representative lap. I have a feeling that we will see more pace coming out of that 103 as the weekend progresses. Briggs Mini is done. That leaves us with Briggs Jr. to go, our second largest class of the weekend. 29 entries coming up here. So this is going to be one of those classes that, again, you buckle in, it's going to get crazy, and this Briggs Jr. category is going to bring some great action here in just a moment when they get rolling. Taking a look at the events coming up through the next few weekends. Next weekend, it'll be USPKS and Champions of the Future, another doubleheader here on Kart Chaser at Newcastle and K1. As we get rolling here, our juniors are out and about, and well, let's talk about some of these names that we see on this list here. JJ O'Neill, Jiju Sivakumar, Jacob Scheibel, Jet Price, Wyatt Cataldo, Travis Van Horn, Aiden Shoemaker, Lincoln DeCoster, Cami Duffy, Christopher Utzi is out there, Tegan Schneider, Carson Benjamin, Daniel Dragunov is out there, Ben Beck, Gage Clevenger, Hayden Lawson, AJ Stoner, Evan Frey. You've got 29 Briggs Juniors out here, all of them ready to roll up the sleeves, tie up the boxing gloves, and really give this a good run here.
Yeah, and we look at some of the names that we've seen quite a bit more recently in the national side of things. Jacob Scheibel, he podiumed at Spring Nats in March for CKNA. You're looking at William Richard with James Overbeck Academy. Again, another big name coming out of that team. AJ Stoner is a really big one. Tegan Schneider, very, very, very competitive driver, and will for sure show his nose up front. Christopher Utsi, we've talked about him a ton today already in the KA junior side of things. Very dominant this morning. Isaiah Maxey as well, super quick. Daniel Dragunov specializes in Briggs, I would say, and should be very quick in that as well. We're looking at Hayden Lawson as well. What a name showing up on this list. He just moved up recently, I believe. He ran in Sportsman, I think, at Spring Nationals. So he's showing his face in the junior side of things. And he is promising, to say the least, for his future in karting. His dad, Gary Lawson, a legend, to say the least, in karting, especially four-cycle. Lawson Speed Shop is a name that you'll see on a lot of these engines, and if anybody is going to be good in four-cycle karting, it's bound to be his son. So I can't wait to see what he's able to do this weekend. Super excited to see what his future holds for him as well. And I'm excited to see just the pure racing that comes out of this class, as well as we see Christopher Utsi and Tegan Schneider pushing together down this back straight. They're going to be fast, and they are fast. 43.226 and 43.230 for those two as they move on. We'll see what they can put on this lap as Jet Price jumps up front for now. And yeah, Christopher Utsi back to the point. 43.0. That's a record this weekend. Only 4 laps into this qualifying as well.
Plenty of time left to go in this qualifying session, 3.5 minutes, and it's just going to get faster. It's just going to get warmer. You'll notice the sun is out. It is shining. And as I said earlier, we missed the rain. The rain shall not return. I shan't allow it, is what I will say. No more rain for the day, please. Now, tomorrow, I can't do anything about tomorrow today, but today, I like the sunshine. I like the action going along here. Utsi Schneider still holding the top. They're getting ready to cross the line yet again. They don't improve this time through because I think a little bit of traffic affected their run. Ben Beck jumps up into 14th place. Giovanni Blackerby jumps up into 15th place. So you've got these carts all circulating, and really it seems like depending on what time they cross the line, when, where, and who is around them, they're able to find more times. Hayden Lawson jumped up into 5th place. William Richard with James Overbeck Academy is up into 4th place. Your top 3 are really sort of buckled in right now and trying to just hold that run that they have found. Again, another cycle of carts crossing the line, shuffling up some positions. Lincoln DeCoster up to 3rd.
So I just got word that that is correct. So the 810 of Hayden Lawson, like we spoke on him before, this is his first race in junior, and he put a time in just a bit ago that put him in a P5. And he's only a 10th off of the leaders by himself. So he is rolling right now. He is quick. I'm sure he's got great power considering his dad built his motor. So that's probably a special one on there. So he is definitely going to be fast this weekend if he's showing this much result already. And he's all by himself as well, which the draft in Briggs is huge, which makes it all the more impressive. And I'm sure we're going to be seeing a lot more of him this weekend and further on in his career as AJ Stoner throws in a beautiful lap up to 9. So they dropped into the 42s just this last lap, and he's the only one there. But I'm sure that's going to change a few more times.
Yeah, this is not done shuffling around at all. Taking a look here, AJ Stoner up in the go, and AJ Stoner, a driver with tons of experience, has ran in CKNA Grand Nats and finished 3rd there in the junior category, and definitely is going to be looking to have some strong pace here this weekend. Hayden Lawson, again, as you mentioned, if you're just now stepping into junior and this is one of your first goes in junior, and Hayden Lawson is up here kicking it within 2/10 of AJ Stoner, that is impressive to say the least here. And then, of course, we got Tegan Schneider to watch and see how Tegan Schneider can do as well, a driver to we'll discuss on a lot this weekend, of course, between the AM and the PM sessions. Look at that, though. Jet Price able to jet up to the top. Nothing beats a Jet 2 Holiday. Nothing beats a Jet Price on pole, he'd say, with a 42.911 as these carts continue to circle, finding great pace right here at the end. Jet Price, a very, very strong driver, showing some pace right now as well. His experience over at Trackhouse, ran Midwest Round 1 and finished middle of the pack in 2:06, 14th out of 32 carts, and well, is now up and through. Has ran CKNA Spring Nats, pulled a top 15 there, and right now is half a tenth over AJ Stoner. Checkered flag out, and let's see how this lines up. You've got 29 carts that need to cross the line. Jet Price crosses. Tegan Schneider jumps up into 3rd place. Ben Beck makes a massive move up into 8th place right at the end of going, and now we just wait on the last couple of carts to come through, see if there's any last second improvements. But look at this, top 5 by under a tenth, top 10 by under 2/10 of a second. Jet Price over AJ Stoner, Tegan Schneider, Jacob Scheibel, JJ O'Neill, Christopher Utzi, Lincoln DeCoster, Ben Beck, William Richard, Giovanni Blackberry, rounding out your top 10 in 2:06 junior. Where was Hayden Lawson? We talked about him a lot. 11th place when it was all done. A couple other big names here. Your teammate here, Kale Daniel Dragunov, down in 18th. Jiju Sivakumar in 20th place. You had Wyatt Cataldo down in 25th. And last place on the field here, Cami Duffy with Atkins Speed Center going in last place. Kale, final thoughts on the qualifying session before we step behind the paywall?
I think that this is only proving more to me that we're going to have some good racing this afternoon. So I'm super excited for that. And I think it's going to be a good show. Pretty obviously. But
it's going to be a doggone good show, I will say that. And of course, if you don't want to miss it, this is your last call here. If you want to see it live, $9.99 a month, and then go get yourself a Diet Coke from McDonald's with the rest of the money you save when you sign up on DC. We're going to take a step aside, and when we come back, we'll be behind the paywall, and we'll bring you what's bound to be an amazing afternoon of Briggs racing. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on Kart Chaser.
Hey guys, another Kart Chaser driver fitness episode with me, Chris G. And today we're doing some upper back movements. Here we go. Exercise number 1 today we're doing is the reverse grip lat pull down. This exercise movement is one of my favorites because it works your grip strength, your biceps, and most importantly, works that lat area that also protects those ribs in the seat. Exercise number 2 today, the dumbbell chest supported row. Don't forget, good stretch at the bottom, and bring them right to your hips like that, keeping your back nice and arched, shoulders back. Think about having good posture in the cart. Exercise number 3, the inverted Smith machine rows. Grip strength, back strength, overall amazing workout. Thanks again for joining me on another Kart Chaser driver fitness episode with me, Chris G. Race ready training that carries into real life.
Gee, looks like we're missing the engine. What the hell am I supposed to tag?
What do you mean? It's my Greyhound. It's all I need.
Where's the rest of it?
It doesn't matter. It's a Greyhound.
You gotta make way.
Okay, you're good.
I'm sitting by here with Kyle, our race winner. Tell me how you did it. You were blazing fast out there, and I mean, you don't even have a go-kart, man. Tell me about it.
Yeah, you know, Norberg, Schmorberg, the Greyhound-powered Greyhound was great today. You know, it makes the difference. And the team's been working really hard back at the shop, and, you know, just shout out to Greyhound.
Thank you, Kyle.
How the did you just win?
Doesn't matter. It's a Greyhound.
This is Henry. Henry feels sad. Henry feels sad because it's time for his next big race and his go-kart is in bits. Henry doesn't know that Acceleration Kart Racing is the United States' #1 shop for all of your karting equipment needs. Henry also doesn't know that Acceleration Kart Racing can deliver anything from tires to race suits and even wheels directly to your front door or to the racetrack itself, quickly and efficiently, with tech support available 6 days a week. Poor Henry doesn't even know that Acceleration Kart Racing offers free shipping to mainland USA on selected product if you spend $200 or more. Do yourself a favor. Go to accelerationkarting.com and make sure that you are never left stuck on the pre-grid with Henry. Be smart and don't be like Henry.
Hey, what's up, Caleb?
What's up, Brandon?
You sound defeated. A long day at the office?
Yeah, got stuck at a cat food marketing meeting for like 3 hours. I don't know a thing about cat food, and I don't even work in marketing. And then I got sent on a coffee run like I was some sort of intern. Then at the end of the day, when I want to go get gas, I just realized everything is so darn expensive nowadays, man.
Yeah, you got that right.
Like, do you have any idea how much we're spending on Netflix?
It's like $20 a month.
Do you know how much we're spending on cable?
That's like $50 a month.
But you know what isn't expensive?
Tell me.
Kart Chaser Premium. For only $9.99 a month, you can watch all of the American karting action live from coast to coast. Subscribe and become a member today.